Hello you guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited for today's video. I'm going to be doing my mid-year makeup inventory update. This is coming a little bit later than I was wanting it to, and I'm not sure if I'm going to get this video up today, and if I don't get it up today, then this video is going to go up actually after my declutter series. And what I will say is I wasn't planning to do a declutter until closer to the end of the year. I was thinking maybe like October or November, but I knew I've taken more PR in this year than I have in years past. And as I was preparing for my makeup inventory, I was kind of nervous because I was like, I feel like my makeup inventory is going to have grown by a lot. But I also was kind of feeling, I don't want to say overwhelmed by my collection, but I just feel like there was a lot of things lingering in my collection that I was kind of like keeping just to keep. Maybe it was an older product in my collection that had a pan on it, and I was keeping it because the panner's mentality in me like couldn't let go of it. But I would have rather, like, I had other products in my collection similar to that product that I would prefer to use. And so I have done a makeup declutter, and I took inventory after the makeup declutter was over, and I am so excited to share my numbers with you guys. I feel like I've done a really good job kind of whittling down even more. I am by no means a minimalist, nor do I want to be, but I'm feeling a lot better about my makeup collection right now, and I'm feeling for most categories I'm gonna have an easier time kind of cycling through the products in my collection so that not as much is going untouched for as long in my collection. So if you are interested in where my makeup inventory numbers lie, stay tuned. First, if you have yet to subscribe to my channel and you like project planning content, palette themed content, or just chit chatting about makeup, I'd love you to consider subscribing before moving on. And other than that, let's jump into the video. All right, you guys, I'm gonna scoot over just a little bit, and I'm gonna try and post pictures as much as I can. The one thing I will say is I'm leaving for out of town like right after filming this, and I feel like I've missed taking pictures of some of my makeup categories. So I'm gonna try and share pictures as much as I can, but I plan to like edit on the road if I can. My hair is kind of bothering me. And so I don't know that this is going to be the most perfect video where I'm gonna have every single picture from last update versus now, but I do have all the numbers. So getting into it, we will start with the primer category. At the beginning of this year, I had 11 makeup primers, and I knew I had finished a couple of primers. I actually was expecting this category to either stay the same or go down, but I now have 14 makeup primers, and I do know that I purchased a few makeup primers kind of like spring of this year. And then as I was thinking through it, I was like, okay, I did recently pick up the e.l.f. Jelly Pop. I had purchased the e.l.f. Niacinamide when I went to Vegas in April, so I guess it makes sense, but I was a little bit surprised to see that this had gone up by 3. For the foundation category, this is a category I am really excited to share my numbers because I don't feel like my foundation numbers have been this low in a long time. So at the beginning of this year, between tinted moisturizers and foundations, I had 30 foundations, 12 of those being tinted moisturizers and 18 of those being foundations. I now have 20 foundation products in my collection, 8 of those being tinted moisturizers and 12 of those being foundations. So this category specifically went down by 10, which makes me so happy because this does feel a lot more manageable. And during my declutter, I feel like I was able to kind of let go of products that maybe in the past I would have held on to, just because I feel like I am getting more picky, specifically with my foundations. As my skin is aging, I just feel like I can't necessarily finesse or manipulate every product to sit on my skin in a way that I find flattering, because I have more lines on my face now. For the powder category, I had 15 powders at the beginning of the year, and I now have 7 powders. So my powder category also went down by 8, which makes me really happy. I feel like I found my perfect loose powder in the Givenchy Prism Libre powder, and I honestly, after I finish up my Huda Beauty powder, would be perfectly fine with the Givenchy Prism Libre being my only loose powder in my collection, unless my preferences change and all of a sudden I like a loose powder more. And then I have a few different pressed powders in my collection. I'd maybe like to see my pressed powders go down by a little bit. Even if I ended up with like 5 powders in my collection, that would maybe feel just a little bit better. But I'm very excited that I cut this category like in more than half. For concealer, I started the year with 8 concealers. I am now down to 5 concealers. This feels really good as well. Concealer is not a category of makeup that I get excited to apply, that I get excited to buy, and it's just kind of like one of those things that like I wear it every day, but it's not something I get very excited about. So I'm really happy to see this at 5, and I would be comfortable if this stayed right around 5. I really like my Charlotte Tilbury, so I plan to keep that. I like my Tower 28, and then a little bit of room to kind of test other concealers. I really like my LYS. So concealer, we are down to 5. For the bronzer category, I started the year with 26 bronzers, 11 of those being liquid and cream bronzers, and then 15 of those being powder bronzers. I am now down to 22 bronzers, which feels really good. I did finish up 2 bronzers already this year, which is really exciting, but I am down to 10 cream and liquid bronzers and then 12 powder bronzers. And like 22 bronzers is a lot, and I do get that. I love bronzer though. I am someone who just loves bronzer, and I feel like in the past this category has been like, if not in the 30s, like close to the 30s. So to be at 22 feels like progress. For the blush category, the blush declutter was very overwhelming to do, let me tell you. I love blush, but I definitely feel like my blush preferences have really changed this year. I've really been into like a sunburnt blush the last couple of years, and this year I am liking something a little bit lighter, a little bit more neutral or natural on the skin. So my blush declutter was overwhelming. I started the year with 52 blushes. I have brought a lot of blushes into my collection this year, not necessarily through purchasing, but through PR. And at the beginning of the year, I had 25 cream and liquid blushes and 27 powder blushes. I now have still 52 blushes, but I have 27 cream and liquid blushes and 25 powder blushes. And this is so interesting to me that I have more cream blushes in my collection, cream and liquid, than powder, because still my preference, like if I had to choose one or the other, I likely would choose powder. I like to have both, like I do like to layer both. But I thought that was really interesting. Now I will say I do love my face palettes, and I have a lot of powder blushes throughout my face palettes I really love, but I thought that was kind of interesting. For highlight, I'm so excited about my highlight category. So at the beginning of the year, I had 41 highlighters, and I felt like my highlighter collection feels really overwhelming. I'll like open the drawer and I feel like I don't have that many highlights, but then I do my makeup inventory and I'm like, how do I have 40 highlights? So 41 at the beginning of the year, 16 of those being liquid and cream, 25 being powder. And after decluttering, I am now down to 10 cream and liquid highlights and 17 powder highlights, which brings me to a total of 27, which is still a lot, but honestly feels so much better and so much more manageable and so much less chaotic, less decisions to make in the morning, to be at 27 versus 41. So we went down by 14 highlighters. For setting spray, I started the year with 3. I currently have 4, so we did go up 1 in the setting spray category. I still feel really good to be at 4 setting sprays. I am someone who loves to mist my face, as I say so frequently on my channel. So to be at 4, like honestly, if this was even at 10, like I wouldn't be concerned that I wouldn't use those products. Now granted, I don't really want to have 10 because I don't like to store 10 setting sprays, but I'm okay with this being up 1 at 4. For mascara, I started the year with 20 mascaras. I am now at 19 mascaras, meaning I've only gone down by 1 mascara. I have purchased 1 mascara this year, and you know you always get free mascaras. No, I purchased 2 mascaras this year. But you know you always get free mascara with everything. So even though I'm using mascara, it just feels impossible for this category to move much. For my face palette category, I started, and my face palettes also includes my duos and trios. I started the year with 25 and I am now at 22. So I went down by 3 in this category. This does feel like a lot. However, I have really grown a love and appreciation for my face palettes over the last few years. So this is an area I don't want to declutter just to declutter. and I enjoy pulling my face palettes out and getting use out of them. For eye primer, I started the year with 3. I am now down to 2. I have my NYX glitter glue, which I love for a glitter glue, and then I have my NARS smudge proof, which is my personal favorite for an eyeshadow primer. The brow category, I started the year with 10 brow products, and I am now down to 6 brow products. Primarily this year, I have really just used my Danessa Myricks Groundworks palette to fill in my brows, and then I do use a brow glue every day. I do still like to have a brow pencil on hand, as well as I really like the Undone Beauty tinted brow gel, so I like to have a tinted brow gel as well. 6 feels like we could make a little bit more, like we could decrease by even just a little bit more, but 6 feels better than 10. For cream, liquid, and potted shadows, I started the year with 21 and I am now at 17, so we went down by 4 in this category. I am not a cream, liquid, potted shadow type of a girl, so honestly 17 is still probably too much, but this is where we're at for now. For my eyeshadow singles, I started the year with 139 singles and I'm now at 142. I will say I have decluttered some of my singles, but I've also depotted some shades from some palettes that I only wanted 1 or 2 shades out of the palette, and then I got rid of the rest of the palette. So I'm not really surprised to see this go up by a couple. I haven't purchased any new singles to my knowledge. I don't believe that I have. And so I'm like, if I am decluttering the majority of a palette and just depotting a shade or 2, like I'm perfectly fine with my eyeshadow singles going up. Now I still think 142 is a lot, especially because I really struggle to focus my energy on my single shadows. So we got to figure something out there, but currently at 152 or 142. Eyeshadow palettes, I started the year with 156 palettes. I am currently at 145 eyeshadow palettes. This feels really good, down 11 palettes, even considering like I love to buy and try eyeshadow palettes. I do try and do a palette declutter every 6 months or so, just because palettes I do really like to share with my family and friends. Not that I don't like to share other makeup with my family and friends, but it's fun to just like, if a palette, I have so many palettes that I'm not using, I would love to give to friends and family. So down 11 there. In the eyeliner category, I started the year with 37 eyeliners and I am now at 29 eyeliners. So we went down by 8 eyeliners. I have so many eyeliners, but they all fit in my little, like in just a little cup. I have a bunch of browns, a bunch of greens, and a couple other colors and some liquid liners. I mean, it's not an area, like I don't need to be purchasing any more liners right now. I have myself covered, but it's definitely not, it's not a makeup category that I feel like, maybe back in the day when I didn't have as many shades, I was excited to buy a bunch of liners, but it's not like now I'm feeling like I need to purchase every single liner. The only thing I feel like I would need to purchase now is if I ran out of all of my liquid liners completely, and if I was out of like a dark brown liner for the waterline, then I would purchase another. We're just gonna keep going and hope that over time this number continues to decrease. Okay, and then we are gonna end with lips. So I will say at the beginning of the year, my lip categories in general, so between lip gloss, liquid lipsticks, lip balms, masks, and treatments, lip oils and stains, lip liners, and lipsticks, I had a total of 139 lip products across all of those categories, which honestly was a significant improvement from where I have been in the past. And I am now down to 123 lip products across all of those categories. So down 16 total lip products. And the one exciting thing I will say about this is I feel like in the past, I've accidentally not counted things like my lip sleeping masks or just like lip masks in general or lip treatments. I don't know that they've always gotten counted. So I feel like I was even adding more lip products in to be counted while other products got decluttered. I don't know if that makes any sense, but for lip gloss, we went up. So we'll start with the lip gloss category. I started the year with 41 lip glosses. I've only finished 1 lip gloss this year, and this category is now at 47. So I have brought in 6 additional lip glosses this year. I love lip gloss though, and I'll never stop using it. And if I do, then like something is severely wrong with me. Now 47 is still a lot, like that is a lot. We need to, last year I used up 20 glosses, although I will say the majority of those were likely like close to being finished going into lash. Like it wasn't like I finished 20 full lip glosses. I would like to hopefully finish maybe 10 lip glosses before the end of the year. There's definitely a lot of lip glosses floating around in my collection that I'm close to being done with. So I would like to move those out of my makeup collection so that this inventory number decreases before the end of the year. But we know I'm gonna purchase more glosses before the end of the year too. So we'll see where we end here. At the beginning of the year, I had 18 liquid lipsticks and I am now down to 12. So this category went down by 6. I don't reach for a liquid lipstick, rarely if ever. And it's crazy because my liquid lipstick category used to be, I think, into like the 50s, 60s, or 70s. Like I had so many liquid lipsticks and now I'm down to 12. And that feels so good. And honestly, 12 is probably too many. So we're gonna keep working away at this category. For lip balms and lip masks slash lip treatments, this is where I think in this category, not everything has gotten counted in the past. I started the year with 11 and I now have 20. I do live in Minnesota, so I have chronically dry, crusty, and flaky lips. So I'm not really worried about this category. I usually always have a few lip masks open by my bed. My daughter uses the Laneige lip sleeping mask. I have a long commute to work. I go visit my mom a lot, which is a bit of a commute. And so I always have like a lip treatment in my car as well. I will continue to work away at this category. I do think there's more than there needs to be in this category. I would feel more comfortable if it was closer to 10. So we'll see what progress we can make here by the end of the year. I'd be happy to even use up like 3 or 4 before the end of the year. For lip oils slash lip stains, I started the year with 17 and I am now at 16. I love my lip oils. I've used up actually quite a few lip oils this year, but I brought in a couple lip oils as well. I'm hoping maybe I could get this down to like 12, but that would be using up 4. Maybe let's just say 15. That would be using up 1 more. I would like to use up a couple more lip oils before the end of the year. We'll see where we end. Lip liner. I started the year with 13. I am now at 15. I will say I have really gotten into using a lip liner this year, so I am using this category now. There is at least 1 lip liner I believe will be an empty before the end of the year, if not 2. So that would be really exciting. And then I did put myself on a lip liner low buy for the rest of the year and told myself I could bring in only 3 more lip liners. And I already brought 1 in. Now I will say Glossier sent over some of their lip liners. I think I ended up keeping 2 or 3 of those. So if I got some lip liners in PR, maybe I would keep them, maybe I wouldn't. I want to try Ilia's new formula, and then I think I saw Fenty Beauty is also coming out with a lip liner. I also want, there's a Makeup Forever lip liner, so I gotta decide like which lip liners I really want, because I only have 2 more that I'm allowing myself to buy this year. But we'll see where this category ends by the end of the year. If I could keep my lip liner category at 15 for an ending number, I feel like that would feel like a win if it didn't go up by any more. And then finally, the lipstick category, I started the year with 41 lipsticks, and lipstick is similar to liquid lipstick in that it just really takes a lot of motivation for me to reach for a lipstick, because I just love a gloss so much. Like a gloss is just what I'm comfortable in. So I really tried to take this into consideration when I was doing my declutter this year. And I started again with 41 lip glosses or lipsticks, and I am now down to 29 lipsticks, which just feels so good. I don't even have enough. I don't have, my lipstick holder holds 36 lipsticks and I only have 29. So that feels really good. I would like to maybe not purchase any more lipstick this year, or just like 1 or 2 if something really caught my attention, but I really don't need another lipstick. But those are all of my makeup inventory categories. So at the beginning of this year, my makeup inventory, including eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow singles, I had 737 products across all categories at the beginning of the year. Now, across all categories, I have 674. I have decreased by 63 products, and I am just so happy about that. Like I said, when I was thinking through prepping for this video, I was thinking to myself, I really focused last year on trying to get these numbers down, and now they're gonna be like so high. And I won't say I bring things into my collection to declutter them, and I don't want to seem extremely wasteful. I will say my big bucket of declutter is I'll bring that bin to work. I share it with my mom, sister, and my friend, like my non-work friends as well. So unless a product is like crusty and old, I don't throw these products in the trash. I just want to throw that out there. But I am so happy to see that this has not grown, actually. And then I always like to share this number excluding eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow singles. And the reason I do that is I really love eyeshadow, and I've tried to make eyeshadow like a focus of my channel. So I kind of always like to share outside of that focus where I'm at. And at the beginning of the year, I was at 441 products, and I was really happy to be under 450. My goal last year was to end the year under 450, and I achieved that. And that's where I was like, oh my gosh, I've received so much PR, which I'm super grateful for. But I was like, I'm gonna be into the 500s again. After my declutter though, excluding eyeshadow palettes and eyeshadow singles, this number is now at 387. So I'm actually below the 400 mark, and that feels so good. So down 54 in this kind of like category, if you will. And I am just so pleased and so happy with this. I feel so much better about my makeup collection right now. I feel like only having 20 foundations, it's going to allow me to like actually use my foundation collection more. And what I mean by that is now I'm not spreading my attention across 30 foundations, but I'm spreading my attention across 20 foundations. So hopefully I'll be able to finish some more products, or just show some of the products that I really love in my collection more love. So that is it for this makeup inventory video. I would love to know if you track your makeup inventory, if you brought more products in, if like your makeup inventories went up, let me know. And if they went down, let me know. Let a girl know in the comments below. Other than that, thank you guys so much for sticking around to watch today's video and for supporting me and my channel as you guys always do. I love you guys so much, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye.